We gonna try to get it to the Grio first, Marc. So you not be DMing and texting you when we start taking on these important cases.
You are watching The Grio with Marc Lamont. Welcome back to The Grio. Fashion, art, and culture, and of course design will collide on the pages of a digital magazine that caters to contemporary creative work. It just launched, and it takes a discerning look into what is hot and what is current in creative spaces. Joining me now is Zindzine Harley. She is the founder and editor-in-chief of Zindzine. Oh, man, I love that magazine. Tell me about it.
Thank you so much for having me. Zindzine is a quarterly publication that centers fashion, arts, and culture, especially of the creative economy local to Philly. We have so many amazing, diverse artists working in different mediums and backgrounds in the city. And I wanted to create a publication where we could house all of that and really give these artists a chance to connect and exchange with one another, as well as, just continue to put their work out and show themselves as professionals and 360 artists. We often get siloed into, one thing that we're working on, and I really want to be able to share with the public how multifaceted so many of the artists in our city are.
Oh, wow. Well, look, you picked a great city. Philadelphia is, of course, really the cultural foundation of the world and certainly of Black America. That's what I say with absolutely no bias at all. Why is a publication so important at a moment like this? Especially, given the fact that there's a lot of digital outlets, there's a lot of spaces where people can consume culture, presumably. Why is something like this necessary?
I think it's so necessary right now because so many of these publications, regardless of them being available digitally, are oftentimes overwhelmingly white. And I think it's time for more Black creators to create their own platforms that allow them to create their own narrative and display our culture in a way that's true to our real lived experience, especially in America. So I really hope that this platform is able to do that for more up-and-coming and emerging creatives, but also act as an agency that can become more a part of creating the actual images that we're getting to share with the public in terms of brand collaborations and partnerships. I'm all for Black image makers, and I'm glad that we're finally having opportunities to really share how we see our Black culture and experience.
Yeah, I think that's right, because even sometimes when the representations are Black, the people holding the camera, the people in the boardroom, the people making the decisions are still, as you said, overwhelmingly white. What does that do when Black folk don't have the control over their representation, when they don't have the control over how our culture is presented to the world?
I think when we don't have the opportunity to stand in every role within the production of, our material culture, sometimes it can lead to an unethical experience when it comes to those involved, whether that's, the people in front of the camera not feeling comfortable working with the team or not feeling as though, the things that should be provided for them are there. But I also think that it just leaves us at a disadvantage in terms of being able to accurately depict or, express things like the emotions of Black communities. And I think that now that we're seeing more Black people getting to take part in the production of our own story, we're getting to actually see something that is more authentic and true and genuine to what it's like to be Black in America and how we feel celebrating our own culture, as opposed to commodifying it and just making it something that, Black joy is more about getting to buy into that. It's more about actually perpetuating Black joy in a deeper way that is adds value to the community and to the creators involved in the making of it.
How do you decide on who's going to get featured?
Oh my gosh, it's so hard to decide, but honestly, I work very closely with my community. I try to stay very active in the arts and culture scene here so that I can really have my hand to the pulse and know what's going on. So a lot of times I meet people and then I start learning more about their work, and then it just becomes apparent based on maybe the theme that I'm working with on an issue. The theme of the first issue is For the Love. So a lot of the artists that I worked with were people that I love and am so passionate about their work. But also coming into Women's History Month, we really wanted to focus on uplifting Black women that are really working hard in the space and looking good while they're doing it. So we have some really amazing features, including Selecta XXX, which is a really popular DJ and producer in the city. We also have Tia Indigo, who is a stylist and does PR and marketing for Second Street USA. Shakira Hunt, an amazing curator and photographer in the city. So there's just so many awesome people that are featured that are local, which is very important. But we also have international voices like Goldie Sixes, which is a rapper from Denmark, who is really popping up on the scene and showing her face as a Black woman. So we wanted to really just give strong content that really focus diverse bodies.
Diverse bodies is important because sometimes people have a monolithic vision of Blackness, and to understand that Blackness can look lots of different ways and occupy, a space where we see the diversity of Black folk, and it's not a zero-sum game where we got to have one kind of Black person or the other kind. That's pretty dope too for you to do. If somebody wants to get a hold of this, how do they do it?
Yes, so we're going to have the magazines for pre-order on Zindzine.com. So you can check out our website and keep up with us there. You can also connect with us on Instagram, which is Zindzine. And you can get access to some of the content that we're dropping now leading up to the launch on February 18th, which we'll be having a party at Atmos USA in Center City. So if you want to come to this event, you can definitely check out the Instagram and RSVP. But the magazines will be available in store as well at Atmos for sale. So I'm really looking forward to just getting this in the hands of the public. But we're also available digitally as well. So if you can't get your issue in print, you can definitely check it out online.
Well, that's dope too, because we want this to be a Philly thing. We want it to be a Pennsylvania thing. We want it to be an American thing. And we want it to be an international thing, because what you're doing is so, so important. I love it. I love it. I love it. You got to promise me that you're going to come back here when you are the world's biggest magazine maker and when you have the biggest culture piece, and you still going to be showing love to the Grio. Can you promise that?
Yes, I can definitely promise that. Love the Grio. Love what you guys are doing. And yeah, it's amazing to be able to have this platform. So thank you so much.
All right. Thank you. And thank you for creating more platforms for us, because we always want more. Ahead, we'll tell you what to expect with this weekend's weather.
New on the Grio, masters of the game.
Started at SNL, I was responsible for like 2 sketches a week. I held it down for like 6 years. It was a run. I paid attention to Eddie, even Keenan was brilliant back in the day. I was very aware of like him presenting what he thought was funny at a high level. You gotta know it to have the confidence to do it without stumbling. Comedy is very unforgiving. Little distractions can throw people off the reaction that you want from them.
Every Friday at 8 p.m., right here on the Grio. Check your local listings.